They had rotisserie chickens. The rotisserie chickens were, I believe there were 16 ounces. Person comes back and goes, "This isn't 16 ounces." I go, "Yeah, it is." Because I'm like, of course it is 16 ounces. They go, "No, it's not." Pulls up a scale, slaps that mug on the counter.
Welcome to Ain't No Break, a service industry horror stories podcast. I'm your host, Comp Bros, and next to me is also Comp Bros. So we're gonna go by our sub name, our name within a name, BG and DA. So this podcast, like I said, is service industry horror stories, and this kid was working at Motor City Casino.
Well, I was not gonna say the name of the casino, but whatever.
I can always cut it out.
It doesn't matter. I'm curious.
He was working at a casino downtown in Detroit.
Well, that narrows it down to two.
There's like 5. Greektown, Motor City, MGM. Yeah.
There's 3.
There might be
You
one
were
more.
3 off. I was 2 off. So I was closer.
Let me do it again.
1 off. Sorry.
Let me do it
My
again
goodness.
then. This kid was working at a casino, an undisclosed location.
The whole thing over again.
Definitely not doing that. Ain't got time for it. He has
Not even a minute.
giant list of crap that he went through. Also gonna have more later on for his Burger King stories.
Plus a couple Walmart stories.
You had Walmart stories too?
And my freaking job I'm at now.
What is wrong with you?
It's people, not me.
Well, yeah, people do suck. So what's the first thing you're talking about?
So, I want to start off by saying, make no misconceptions. I was not good at this job.
Really?
Whatever I'm going to say. It wasn't my type of job.
Okay.
It was, what I did was I stood behind the counter. It was 2 sides to the job. One part was standing behind the counter and yelling out orders, bagging and getting all that together.
Yeah.
And the other side was just cleaning the dining room. I am not a very loud person. I don't like to talk loud. Especially when I'm not trying to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just yelling out orders in front of a lot of drunk people, crowds of people. So it was projection sort of thing. And I'm like, this isn't me. I don't like doing this sort of thing. So I would do it, but it's like, plus, I got one eye, and the order, it was a bunch of receipts on the right side, and I would have to turn my whole head.
Oh, yeah. That sounds tiresome.
And plus, I was only there for like a month, so I never really had a chance to get good. But the second that I walked up in there, I was like, this ain't for me. Because they put up the job as just cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking dining room attendant. I was like, okay, I can do that. This was when I was going to a little trade school for getting A+ certification, computer troubleshooting and whatnot. So, and I was a complete broke boy because I had used up all my spending. So I'm like, I gotta get there. I gotta eat. I need some money. I got stuff to take care of. So I was just looking for part-time little things. It was never going to be a permanent thing.
Yeah, you already knew going in, you were just going to be there until you got your certification. And
I
don't even think you lasted until then.
Oh, yeah, and that was the reason I'm gonna get into that, because screw them over there at that unnamed casino and unnamed place. But yeah, and this was like right after I got fired from Walmart, and I had a little cash saved up from there, and then that just went away. So I'm like, okay, need another job. So, half of it was behind the counter, and like I said, they sold the job as it's just gonna be dining room attendant, cleaning and crap. I'm like, I can do that. Put headphones.
But this is the thing: people always say this is your only job. Like, you'll go into any fast food place, you're only gonna be the cook, and then it's just all of a sudden you're doing every position available.
That wasn't me in Burger King, though.
Really?
No, I was so good at just making food and stuff. They just kept me back there. But anyway, the sit down interview was just like, it was basically, you already got the job and I'm just gonna explain to you the details. It wasn't really too many asking of questions, normal interview. What would you do in this situation? It was like, nah, you got 10 years of experience. You know what you're doing. Because I had been at Burger King for about 10 years. So I got the job like the same day. They called me the next day, was just like, hey, when can you start? And I'm like, okay, whatever, that's cool. Went up there, Fitted me for all my outfits and stuff. Went up there. They were like, okay, first day, you're behind here. You're shouting out orders. I'm like, what? Wait a second.
Did you pull up your contract? Hold up.
I wish I could, but it wasn't no contract. It was just the service room attendant, and I guess that's part of the job. So they had two places. They had a little deli, and they had a Little Caesars. Both places were very gourmet, like legit chefs up there.
Okay.
So it was actually some really good Little Caesars.
As good as Little Caesars can be.
It was basically just basically just pizza with the Little Caesars name slapped on it.
Ah, okay.
But yeah. So first day was just like back there, and I'm like, so all this job was, I can picture just so clearly in my mind. All the way to the far left. If you look at the wall right there, just maybe add about 10 feet to that. That was the whole thing from where I am right now. Well, let's say to that wall, to about that wall plus 10 feet. That was the whole area. Right where I am, that wall would have, to the right of me, would have a board, and right down here on the counter, it would have a thing that pops out receipts. You get the receipt, you put it on the board. Once the order comes, you take the receipt off, and then you put it on the bag, and then you call out the order. That was to the right of me.
That's pretty simple stuff. Oh no! Oh no!
all the way to the left is where they cook the burgers, the grills, the everything over there. The next station was the fries. The next station was where they cooked all the deli stuff, your Reubens and stuff. If you turned around, that's where they kept the chili, and there was a little heating station. You throw fries in there and whatnot.
Dude, you really remember all of this after a month?
It was a nightmare. If you go in the back, there was a little fridge there that kept not a little fridge, it was more like a little heating station that kept the rotisserie chicken, baked beans, mac and cheese, all that stuff. It was, and then the Little Caesars was basically just a counter. You had drinks. There was behind you was a little heating thing. Keep the pizzas, grab them, whatever. So, where to start? My goodness,
it's a long list,
and I remember so many of these. Some of these I'm like, huh? And I'm lucky I freaking could put little notes on there as well. It's not just like chicken noodle soup and then it's just nothing. I put little orders on there. But yeah. How about I just start from the top? There was this girl.
Oh no.
Let's just call her Lakeisha. Because
that's a terrible name.
No, that was her name.
Then let's not just call her that. That's her name.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Whatever. Who cares?
You act like this is forensic files where it's just like, let's just call this person John.
Nah, I'm not in the mood to make up a fake name for her. She had the single worst attitude of anybody that I've ever not even worked with, but encountered.
Dude. Employees, co-workers with terrible attitudes brings everybody down.
It was awful to the point where I was just like, I met her like my third day, and that same day they put up the schedule 2 weeks in advance. So I'm just like, do I work with her at all? Bam, bam, bam. No, yes. Crap. So those days I'm just like, mother.
Dude, it's terrible when you gotta look at the days that she works in comparison to you to just be like, I do not want to be here. You gotta mentally fortify yourself to lead up to that day.
It was so awful. So first day I'm like, hey, I'm King, trying to introduce myself. She was like, you gotta work fast or I'm sending you home. You gotta work fast, King, or I'm sending you home. I'm like, what?
Oh, she was a manager?
No.
What?
To the point where the manager was up there, and she said that because she would say that almost every day I was there. And the manager was like, "You can't send him home." And you were like, "Well, I can get him kicked out of this station." And the manager was like, "No, you can't." To the point where she started lying on me.
Are you serious?
Dude, I'm already hopping all over the story. She did not like me, straight up.
Cause based off what?
I don't know. I think she just wanted me to come in there and just start. But that's not my. I'm
moonwalking through stations.
Because if you get an order wrong, you getting yelled at. Cause it's a gourmet big sandwich and everything. So I'm like, okay, got the drink in here, got this. It's like move fast. Here it is. So at one point she just goes, she brings the manager over, she talks to the manager, and the manager goes, King, can I talk to you in the hallway? And you're like, yeah, Lakeisha said you got too much cologne on and she don't want to work with you. I'm like, what?
Can you smell me right now?
I'm gonna walk past you in a fast pace, see if you can smell me. You were like, oh, you don't have too much on, you know, it's not overbearing or anything.
Yeah, it's a general smell.
She's like, could you just go out in the dining room and do? I was like, yes, I can. Get away from her, because what the job was calling out orders, but also they would just stack up food products on there.
Yeah.
And you would just bag them. Now the problem was, and I told the manager this, it was just a sandwich in a clamshell. It was a clear one, but it was just like, what's the difference between a Reuben and a roast beef sandwich? So I would constantly be like, what's this? Because it didn't have any order numbers or anything on it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
If there was 2 burgers right next to them and one of them didn't have pickles, how was I supposed to know?
Without taking it apart, yes. It just stood no pickles?
But they had a system that I didn't know about.
Okay, so was this an actual system or was it like an unwritten?
It was an unwritten system.
Okay, yeah, that's not fair.
With the freaking people that's been there for 10 years. And just
that's super not fair.
And nobody told me. So I'm like, what's this? And they're like, King, keep asking me what this sandwich is. I'm like,
holding it up like, what's going on?
And I turned to the manager. I'm like, what's this? And like, where was it? It was like, it was over here. And that means that it didn't have this, and this. I'm like, why not have a marker and write down 87 and that's the order number?
Instead of making people magically, psychically, that's the no pickle.
So when the order gets sent out wrong, or if I hold it up going, what's this? Maybe we can speed this process up a little bit. I don't know. Because it takes a second to go 87 with a grease marker. So... I was just thinking, what's this? You're like, King, you asking too many questions. So
I'm asking an appropriate amount of questions because y'all not giving me.
It would have been so much easier with any kind of system to pass stuff out. So I'm just like,
whenever they got somebody new, they should just ask that system, just like, until you learn this intricate system, unwritten rule we have, we're just going to write the numbers on the... That makes no sense.
Take that 1 second. That's all I was asking for. So I just be like, just trying to. I asked Lakeisha, like, could you teach me the system? Where is she like, thing over here, this over there, and she's walking away as she's like bagging fries, just yelling at me from like all the way over to that wall, going, "This is." I'm like, I'm not getting any of this. And now if I pass them out wrong, I'm getting yelled at. So constantly,
I would have grabbed every sandwich, put it in there. Okay, this is wrong. I don't know the system. No.
One time there was 2 burgers right there. I switched them, and Lakeisha passed them out, both of them, because she was like, "Move, King, you're moving too slow. I'll do it." Because at certain point she would go, "King, pass out these sandwiches," and then the other point she'd be like, "Oh, you're going too slow." But at this point, I switched them. I was like, let's see what happens. Lady comes back. I ordered this with no pickles. Lady comes back. I ordered this with extra cheese. And she goes, "King, did you pass those out wrong?" I said, "I didn't touch a sandwich since I've been here."
That lady really ain't like you.
And then she went to the manager like, "King, passing out orders wrong again." And I'm like, you know, the chefs were over there. I'm like, did you guys hear? I'm a man. I have a man voice. Nobody's standing up for me? Of course not. So I'm just like, well, I guess I just passed those sandwiches out wrong, even though Lakeisha just pushed me away. Whatever.
I guess it's just my fault.
Yeah. So it was just constantly with her. I don't know what her attitude was, but it was just perpetual problems with her.
She must be one of those types that, and this is worse than a manager, the wannabe manager. She must have been one of those types that wanted all that power and to rule over the other employees, but for whatever reason, she's just not getting put into that position, and it's pissing her off.
I would be calling out orders, just going, "Hey, order 87," you know, in a nice loud voice. You know, not like yelling. She was just snatching, go, "Order 87." And then somebody would walk up and she would go, "Why weren't you yelling loud enough?" I'm like, well, I was yelling plenty loud enough. They were all the way over there.
Yeah,
I can't do nothing about that. Decibels, you're not listening at a lower decibel because I got a deeper voice, but the shrill, you catch that a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I hated her. Hated her to the point where when I left the job, I was just like, Lakeisha got the worst attitude. And she's like, yeah. A lot of people say that. She's pregnant. She's dealing with some stuff. I'm like, that's not an excuse. Mm-mm. That's just like people don't act like that.
That's just like when people are like, "Oh, this is my astrological sign, so of course I'm a such and such." You just letting your shitty attitude be quantified through this biology science crap. That's not what it is. Stop being a douchebag. Stop.
So at a certain point, she goes, "King, break down these boxes." So I break down the boxes in the way that I know, rip off the tape, fold them up, they get flat, and I took them to the back. She goes, where you put those boxes? I was like, I took them to the garbage can with a bunch of other boxes. No, they don't go there. Those are the boxes that this, and this. Those boxes go over here. I was like, well, thank you for telling me that. It was terrible. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I had a nice little Lakeisha segment, because I forgot about this. There was chili. There was two sessions like right next to the food, mm-hmm. where they put the food up. There was two sessions. One is like a big little pot that had chicken noodle soup, and the other one had chili. One of your jobs, if there was chili, you put chili in the bowl. Mm-hmm. Pretty simple. I put chili in the bowl. She goes, let me see that. She opens up, ain't enough chili in here. She grabs the scooper, puts that much more chili in it, and go, that's how much chili is supposed to be in there.
Right. The condensation within it was the amount of chili.
She had like 0.05 ounces more chili. It was baffling. I was like, okay, thank you. That particular casino had a catchphrase, and they taught us this during training, mm-hmm. and it was just called "Give 'em the pickle."
That sounds sexual.
I didn't make the phrase.
Okay,
but it was basically that it's worth losing the cost of a pickle to make a customer satisfied. So mm-hmm. just give them the pickle. Don't
argue with them.
Don't argue. Just give them the pickle. And that's what the thing was. So, somebody comes up with the room and just like, hey, I ordered this with pickles. Can I get a pickle? I was like, absolutely, here's your pickle. And go, did you give them that pickle? I was like, yeah. They're like, pickles cost $1. I was like, you guys got a catchphrase! There's a catchphrase! And she went to the manager. King giving out products. He gave out 2 pickles. He gave out a cake. He gave out a drink. I was like, I ain't do... And I had 4 times I had to go, look at that camera. Can we go back and check this camera to see? And 3 times they did.
And every time you were right.
Every time I was right. The first time they were like, King won't even need to do that. It was a mistake. Whatever.
It wasn't a mistake. I ain't do it.
You can't say that. Because at that point, it was a job that I had been making the most money I've ever made. Which was only like $13.50. But, coming from $9, that's more. So I'm just like, and it was
just eat it.
Just eat it. So, but after that, 3 more times I was like, can we check the camera? She was like, yeah, well, let's go check the camera. I'm like, what do you see me doing? Not what she said. She's just straight up lying on me. So yeah, she was just like, King giving out all this product. And I was like, I gave out a pickle because
you guys have a
catchphrase that I saw a video, and then there were questions after the video, and 2 of the answers were give them the pickle. So I literally did the thing. It's not like I was just like, yo, here's a rotisserie chicken that's $9. No, I gave them the thing.
What the...
It was terrible.
Dude, that lady... That's the type... She has to get slapped. Customers, it can't be customers. Employees have to slap her.
You know that the people that have been working there long enough and like, yo, they're kind of irreplaceable because they're so good.
Yeah.
She was that. So if she's doing her job and she's just berating me,
What's the
she's
problem?
doing it. What's the problem? It's worth keeping her around as opposed to me. So they had
But they're gonna chase off the next her because of her. It makes no sense.
So they had two different types of cake. They had a double chocolate cake and a dark chocolate cake, nearly indistinguishable.
Yep.
It's so hard. You would have to look like Byakugan up in that bit just to see, like, okay, the dark chocolate is a little bit darker, and the freezer, the little freezer, they had a little freezer that you bent down and oh my goodness, why didn't I write that down? They had a little freezer that was organized. It went chocolate, double chocolate, dark chocolate, yellow, cheesecake, and then German chocolate. They had that was all in the front row, and then in the bottom row it was all different types of salad: Cobb salad, Caesar salad.
Okay, did they have
so many descriptors that somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, I ate there. I know exactly where he's talking about." Screw that, I don't care.
Did they have like little labels?
No, of course not.
Okay, so why wouldn't they separate?
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
With the yellow?
Okay. No. So.
And can you taste the difference between a double chocolate and a dark chocolate?
I don't know, probably. I didn't have it because them boys were like $4 a piece, and it was just.
I'm not buying that.
Yeah, no. So she goes, "King, stock up the fridge." So I went, okay, because I had passed out a thing wrong because of course I did. So I passed it out wrong. So I went, okay, I'm a stay, and this is another one of those unwritten things. That's how I remembered it because it was just like, you got to do it this way and only this way. Mm-hmm. So I went, okay, double chocolate, yellow, dark chocolate, so that there's a bit.
That's exactly what I was just trying to.
No, I did it wrong and thus got yelled at. Because I didn't do it the way that they had been doing it for so long. Because they would just bend down, pick up a cake, and then give it to the person not even looking at it. Because they know exactly where it is. So she bent down, picked up, it's yellow, not dark. Why is this something like? So I can separate, so I can see better until. Nope, none of that.
That's just an old guard way of just doing things. Like it's so like new employee counterintuitive.
100%.
What's the point of even hiring more people? If y'all so set in y'all ways, where it's like, we got a system, you're not getting the system, move.
So I'm just sitting there basically drowning. Just like, I don't know what the system is. These sandwiches all look the same. Whatever.
Double chocolate, dark chocolate.
Orders would come up and just like, okay, there's 2 chicken burgers. One of them got like a heavy mayo. One of them got like cheese. So if the heavy mayo is first, I'm like, okay, I'm going to grab this sandwich, not looking what it is, because it's 2 chicken sandwiches, 2 of the same sandwiches. So you guys should have an order. Just go, okay, this order was put in first, so I'm going to pass it out. And then I'm going to do the second order that came in because they're 2 chicken sandwiches. Not like it's a burger and a chicken. Yeah. I don't have the burger up, so I'll give the chicken first. No, this is a chicken and a chicken. So I'm like, okay.
First chicken first, second chicken second.
This is obviously the one with heavy mayo. Heavy mayo chicken. This isn't heavy mayo. Why'd you pass that sandwich out? Why did you look? Why are you making a sandwich that came 3 minutes later first? It's common sense stuff.
But that's it. Their common sense is what they've had for so long that it's just like, this is common sense. Of course, this is the Reuben with the pickles.
So, there were plenty of times where they were just like, call the order out 3 times. If they don't answer, put the sandwich off to the side because, we got other sandwiches and stuff to deal with. There were plenty of times where I was just like, order whatever, just in a loud, clear voice. Not even like, order whatever. No, I went, order whatever. Pause, wait, order whatever. Pause, wait, order whatever. Pause, wait. And they had a little screen up there that just went, this order is up, this order is waiting. So I would highlight, order whatever is up. So if they couldn't see me, they can look at the board and go, okay, order whatever is up. Okay, 3 times, push it off to the side. Order. I've been waiting up here for 30 minutes. Where's my order? I'm like, what's your order? Order whatever. I'm like, I called that 30 minutes ago. Screen up there says, you've been standing here. I looked at you standing up here, and you couldn't look up there. You couldn't come up here. Where's your manager? Of course.
Oh my God, what, dude?
Where's your manager? He didn't call out my order. I didn't call out your order. I bagged it up, I pushed it off to the side, and looked you dead in your eye, and moved on. You were order number 80, I'm on order number 93. Why didn't you go, hey, wait a second, I'm 13 orders ahead of that person. Why? That's your problem that you not freaking picking it up. So, they had a sandwich called a 7-Eleven. I don't know what's on that sandwich. I still don't know what's on that sandwich. I think it's like freaking roast beef and turkey or some old bullshit.
That sounds very classy.
I don't know. I'm not a deli person. Give me like a turkey and a cheese and I'm good. But yeah, someone comes to go because they were a complete kiosk sort of thing. So you just walk up, boom, 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 and the kiosk shows exactly what's on the sandwich, and you can add stuff, you can take away stuff, completely all the time. Dude. There is no order board behind us. Nothing. It's all kiosk based. So someone comes up and goes, "Hey, what's on a 7-Eleven?" And I go, "I don't know." I didn't say it like that. I was like, "Oh, I'm new here. I don't know exactly what's on there. If you look on the screen, you can see what's on there." I was like, "But there's a line over there. I just want to know what's on there because and I went, okay, what's on the 7-Eleven?" They went, this, that. They go, "Okay, why didn't he know it?" I was like,
I said this.
And then they're one of those people that are just like, can I get something for my inconvenience?
For me being new, not knowing what you didn't know what was on it.
You gotta walk up here and go, I want something for inconvenience. What inconvenience? Your question was answered, just not in a timely enough manner for you.
It was an extra 13 seconds, and for 13 seconds you want in cake.
So the chicken noodle soup, big pot of chicken noodle soup. It had carrots, it had chicken, it had celery, broth, of course, peas.
Ugh.
It was like a chicken pot pie sort of thing.
Okay, more than a soup.
Yeah, a little crust and crackers you can give them or whatever. So, chicken noodle soup. That's all they ordered. I was just like, easy, no way I can f this up. There's none. What are we doing here?
King, this has 7 peas. They need 8. No way.
Hey, there's too much chicken in here. I'm like, well, if I'm being honest, there's a pretty simple solution. They can remedy this. If you were to simply remove the chicken, you would have less chicken, you see.
That's just like, dude. The Big Macs are like $4.87, and there was a 2 for $5 at a time. And I'm like, you want 2 of them for $5 since you're just paying $4.87? He was like, what would I do with that? I was like, throw it in the ground, give it to your kid. It's 13 for later,
bro. Save it for later. You could do infinity things with this. People, bro. So yeah, I'm just sitting there looking at her like, what? I ladle it, and I'm not gonna like get a fork and that's not sanitary
at all. You've already it's over.
Manager. And we had a little phone system where you could just like go.
Did you understand the phone system?
They luckily trained me in that, but you could just go into the little app that they got and hit like 4 whatever the manager code is, and they would come up because there was a problem. And at a certain point, they're like, "King, you calling us too much." I'm like, I'm not.
They're calling you too much.
I'm not doing it for me. I got no questions. That's them. But the lady was like, "I got too much chicken." And she goes, "I got too much chicken in my
chicken noodle soup."
And Imagine looks at me, and I'm just like, "Dude,
what do you want me to do?
What? How do I remedy this situation?
How How did the manager remedy it?
She went up there. She just sort of like I think she had two bowls next to each other, and she just got a fork and just like, how many chickens you want? I don't even remember how it ended, but I do remember like seeing two bowls, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. Wow. Yeah, it was another one. Someone comes up going, I want a chicken noodle soup. I can do a chicken noodle soup. A bowl, ladle, crackers, spoon.
Appropriate amount of chicken.
How much chicken you want? What kind of question is that? You know what? That
Bro,
was stupid of me.
Why you give me so much chicken?
What's in the chicken noodle soup? Oh, it's got chicken and peas and stuff. Well, I'm a vegetarian. I'm like, well, why did you order chicken noodle soup? We don't have a vegetarian option. That would be water and peas. That's soup.
Tofu noodle soup.
I don't know what you want in this situation. Can I get something else? I'm like,
for my inconvenience. I'm inconvenienced by ordering a chicken noodle soup while I don't eat chicken.
And I'm just like, okay, how much was the chicken noodle soup? And at that point, I'd been there long enough because at certain times, just like, okay, you got to handle the kiosk because there was a whole bunch of old people coming up because it was next to a casino. So they would they would have little food vouchers. And they just come up and like, I don't know how to work the kiosk. You push the button that says your food and then you press order and that's it. So sometimes you would just have to stand over there and just like kiosk manage.
Okay.
Yeah, which was fine, you know. Not too much you could screw up there, but
or so you think.
So yeah, it was just at a certain point I had done that enough that I sort of started remembering orders. So I'm like, okay, chicken noodle soup is $3.99. Here's the things that you can get that are worth $3.99, or you can have or you can get your money back. You can get a cake, you can get a water, you can get cake and water, you can get a cake and a pop, you can get this, you can get this. She's like, okay, can I get a cake and water? I'm like, yeah, cake and water, boom, boom. And somebody, I think it was Lakeisha, as a matter of fact, came up like, did they order that? Like, they ordered. Yo! Okay, you know what? This one was on me. Because now I gotta explain that they ordered chicken noodle soup without chicken because they were a vegetarian.
But the broth itself is still gonna be chicken.
Yes, 100%. So I have to sit there and explain that. And I think, because the freaking... Do I have that written down? Boy, I don't. I'm going to write that down. Late close. But the, because I got to talk about that. How didn't I have that? Why do I have such little buttons? My goodness. But the casino went. I almost said the name of the casino. I don't care about the name of the casino. I've said so many clues.
But if you know, you know.
But the casino, that particular deli stayed open till 4 o'clock on the mornings on weekdays.
Ugh.
And 6 in the morning on weekends.
Boy,
Friday, Saturday.
I went to the casino before Corona, which was like in September. Dregs of society, dude. Dregs.
It was bad. At a certain point, it's just like, I've been here for a month, and I see you here every single Saturday. You wearing them same pants, homie. I know what's going on here.
Have you ever hit, like, ever?
And you just getting free tokens because you just bottoming out. But yeah, at that point, I think it was like 2, 3 in the morning. You know me, I'm out.
Yeah,
at like 10. So
I'm a night owl.
I'm just a zombie. So I'm just like, yeah, they ordered a chicken noodle soup with no chicken, and what can I do? So I gave them equivalent. They were like, "Gang, that don't make no sense." And I'm like, well, I guess it just doesn't, because the fight was just going on. That was later. Yeah. That was like 3 weeks into it, and I'm just looking at that door like, you and me, I'm out of here.
You punch in, clock watch.
No, that was when I was just like, when am I quitting? wow, I did have a kiosk story. Kiosk, old people can't work it. That's the whole thing.
Dude, old people with technology,
Yes.
they can't read. They can't.
So it would just be some nights where I'm just like, because this is a job that I prefer because cleaning up and doing all that stuff, standing next to the kiosk, that's no problem.
That's
I can
what you
do
were
that
supposed to
type
do.
of stuff. Yes, no problem. I don't have to yell. There's no like margin of errors. So it would just be old people walking up, just 80-year-old people just going, I want a chicken sandwich. I was like, okay, what kind of chicken sandwich you want? We got grilled, we got crispy. You can get it with this, you can get it with that. And he's like, I want a chicken sandwich. I was like, okay, you got to give me some kind of specifics on this because there's, again, quite a lot of chickens. And, they would get up, they're like, I don't eat cheese. And the chicken sandwich, it comes with cheese. You got to subtract the cheese. And I would sit there and just go, certain times I would just have to sit there and just go, lettuce. You want lettuce? No. Lettuce. Tomato. You want tomato? Yes. Just going down the complete list because they're just so gone. Just like they got no kind of concept of that. They're used to the people, the interaction going. So I would basically have to be like, what do you want? Oh, I want a chicken sandwich with no tomatoes. And I'd have to go. And then they go, I'd have to be like, they got a little card, so I was like, you got to put your card in there. Like, I don't want you to see my card thing. There was no button to put in. It was just put in, put out. It was like, okay, I just turn around. Just like, oh, here I go. I'm not looking at your information. That there's no information. You were about to say something?
No. Oh, yeah, I was. Old people. Dude, I think that it's not so much that they're just gone. It's just that they've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, no.
And they want that human interaction. Mm-hmm. I was listening to Opie Anthony, and Jimmy put it perfectly. He's like, I used to really hate old people at like checkout lines because they're just asking a billion questions and standing there for 20 minutes. But then the second they leave that is back to the walker going home to their kids not wanting to talk to them and them just being in a house by themselves. So if they get that 20 minutes,
there's no problem with the interactions. It's just that the lack of knowledge with technology and no desire to learn.
I think that's part of the reason we're never going to get fully like automated kiosks and stuff.
You know what? I think we are, but it's gonna be like, okay, forget about the old people. As we are growing up, we're gonna be integrated. So by the time that we're old, we're gonna be boop boop boop. But it's gonna be like, forget about the old. We're gonna have half kiosk, half people up front, and then it's just gonna be slowly phased out. Because that's the Walmart up at Gratiot. It used to be just lines and lines of complete people checkouts, and then just like 8 of those lines just got taken out with just like self checkout. And
of course,
self checkout is just like
is
one. I love self checkout.
Bruh, I don't
need to talk to anybody.
I don't want to talk to anybody. So how's your day going? You don't care. I don't care.
That was my most awkward.
Do you know how many times I take an order and they go, "How you doing?" and they will pause for a good 6 seconds for me to go, "Fine, and you." Shut up and take your stupid order.
Yeah.
Stuff your fat in face.
A little bit with the Walmart preview. I'm not a big talker. That's my just thing. So I'm just like, I'm just ringing, and I'm like, even though I'm not a big talker, I don't mind if people talk to me because it's just like an awkward silence. Just like I'm doing my job and you're watching me do my job, and I've always hated that sort of interaction. I hate
people staring at me.
I hate just like any kind of somebody is doing a job and I'm not, or I'm doing a job and somebody's not.
No, I don't care about that. I care about when you're doing a job and people are just staring at you.
It's all just like you're doing something and I'm not, or the reverse. I hate going to like restaurants where people bring me my food. I just feel like it's a very weird thing.
It's weird when you're the only person. When you're the only person at the table. Even when you're with other people?
100%.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's a thing with me personally.
I see.
Yeah. Just like if somebody's cleaning and I'm just sitting there, I'm like...
Yeah, okay, cleaning is terrible because you got to move your foot. I'm like, oh, no, you're good. No, go ahead.
It's anything with me. Literally anything if somebody's working and I'm not. But yeah. So the Walmart, I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, and as I was getting trained, they're like, Ken, you gotta start talking more. I'm like, why? They're here for They're
a
not
service.
here. They're here for a service. They're not here for like, oh, this cashier was super nice to me. I'm gonna go back. No, I got my food. Did they have my food? Did I get ripped off? Things like that.
The deal that they said was advertised actually go through? Yes. Okay. Nobody goes home and goes, "Oh, the cashier was really super nice." They don't.
So I'm going back.
Yo, look at these grapes though.
These grapes were $1. not the manager, but yeah. Walmart, my goodness. The person comes back and goes, "This isn't 16 ounces." I go, "Yeah, it is." Because I'm just like, of course it is. 16 ounces.
Why
They
wouldn't
go,
it be?
"No, it's not." Pulls up a scale, slaps that mug on the counter. Let's go.
This piece of crap is calibrating the chicken.
You see that? That's 14.8 ounces. I'm
Manager.
cheated out of. I'm just as she's talking. I'm just like, yep. Manager 4822. All right, here they come. What seems to be the problem? This chicken's underweight. Looks at me. I'm like, this bitch brought a scale. What?
How did he get a scale into the?
Dude, I don't. It baffled me so much because I was early in my night, and you know, I like every single job that I've worked at. I'm like, the beginning of your day is gonna structure how the whole day is gonna go. Mm-hmm. So if you get a bad experience,
off rip,
it's gonna be like, okay, this is gonna be a bad day. Got it.
I will get irritated, and it'll be 5 hours.
Yeah, no. If I get one of my first calls or like a password reset, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be easy day, and that's my mindset. Somebody walks up just like, oh, this dude's got like 8 items. It's like, okay, cool, it's gonna be an easy day, and then it's gonna be like, okay, but I've got all these coupons, and this one's expired, but this one you need to combine the shampoo with the conditioner, so I gotta go get the conditioner. I was like, okay, so this day is gonna be.
So why didn't you already have the conditioner, sir?
We'll talk about that next time. But that days like that, it's like, okay, it's gonna be a seemingly easy day, but with difficulties. Okay, cool. That's just my mindset. So something like that, it's just like, okay, this is like one of the first things that I encountered during this day. So I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be one of these days, huh?
Dude, okay, so how do you resolve that issue? Give them a new chicken?
Give them a new chicken, and they sit there and weigh it. And they go, this is too scale, thank you.
He did not use the phrase too scale.
No, they didn't, obviously. Obviously.
It's not obvious he put a scale low. Because either he bought a scale specifically to weigh this chicken, or he had a scale at home and went, are these chickens being...
It was a Tuesday. It wasn't that busy. So it was just like 1 or 2 people as opposed to the crowds of people. So I'm just like, this is an easy day. There's nobody chaperoning me. There's nobody. I couldn't obviously put in my headphones. That was another reason why I hated that job. No headphones unless I was working the floor. But anyway, I was just sitting there just going, why did he have that scale? just the whole. And it wasn't like a scale that you step on. No, it was like a.
Yeah, it's a weighing scale.
Yes, so it had the exact poundage. So it's just like, why? And he was just like in a t-shirt and jeans. So I'm like, it's not like he's doing. Not my whole night was just like, what could he have possibly been doing?
To where he had a scale on person. He had to have just went to the restaurant like, I'm gonna show these dudes today. I'm not getting cheated. I was talking to Peanut about this. When it comes to food, fast food, restaurant food, whatever, I'm spending roughly $11. Mm-hmm. I'm going to eat that if something's just a little off.
Yeah, no problems.
Zero
problems. If I order like a chicken sandwich with cheese and I heavy mayo and I'm like, oh, this isn't quite enough mayo for me, but whatever. I'm not gonna be like, a little more mayo, please. I'm like, nah, I want a little more mayo, but whatever.
It's fine. They'll get me next time. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I hate people? Make sure there's enough of them tells me nothing. Can you make sure there's enough tartar sauce? What do you mean by that? Do you want a little more? Do you want a little less? They don't want to pay for the extra, but they want a little extra. Just eat your sandwich. It's $4.
That's That's the problem with the close interaction where they can see you making the food, where they can just criticize you all
every second of the way. Boy, I got a story there.
Fresh and all that crap. So another story, because you just keep rolling. I'm glad I wrote these down, otherwise they'd be gone. But as I'm reading, they're just unlocking. White dude comes up, orders something, Reuben or 7-Eleven, whatever. Orders 2 sandwiches. Boom, boom, done. Send them out, no problems. They come back like, hey, there's a hair on my food. I go, okay. Because you got to verify. Where's the hair? Like right there. Big old curly blonde hair. I look back there, it's just all black people. Black hair or dark hair. I'm just like, well.
If you would direct your attention there, you would see everyone in the kitchen is of African American descent,
and as such,
the hair would be brown and or black.
So I just go, well, that's a blonde hair, and it doesn't look like anybody's blonde hair. Like, where'd the hair come from? I'm like, I honestly don't know, but they make the food fresh. A girlfriend or wife or whatever comes up, she's a blonde, and I'm like,
did you get my fucking jiggy yet?
And I'm like, case closed, or
oh, it must have come from her, sir. How did that happen? New manager.
Can I just get a new sandwich? I don't want to eat this with hair in there.
Dude, do you know how many times people will be like, hey, I want a little bit more ketchup. Okay, squirt more ketchup. You just put more ketchup on there, didn't you? Yes. No, I wanted a new sandwich with more ketchup. Huh?
Oh, that's terrible.
For what? What's the purpose? Your sandwich did not change.
So, extremely drunk person comes up.
Oh, no.
Extremely drunk person. They ordered the whole wrong thing completely. They ordered like a rotisserie chicken when they wanted the chicken.
Completely wrong thing.
I wanted a chicken sandwich. I'm like, can I see your receipt? It says rotisserie chicken right there.
Dude, the receipt is the greatest thing ever. There's no mistakes.
We can't interpret what you want versus what's on the receipt. And then, what's your name? I go, King. Go,
that's fake.
It's fake. What's your real name? I go, it's King. He was like, I'm not going to deal with you if you're just going to lie to me. Where's your manager?
Oh my God. What's the problem, King? I knew that was going to be it. That's the only way that story can go.
He go, oh, for real? Well, King here is giving me an attitude. And at that point, I'd been there long enough that it's like, King is a very quiet dude. He's not giving anybody attitude. He's gotten a couple compliments about how nice he is. And the manager looks at me like, and he go, okay, what'd you order? I was like, I ordered a chicken sandwich, and he gave me a rotisserie chicken. Well, where's your receipt? Oh, I threw it away or something. I don't quite remember.
So he's just lying.
Just straight up lying. So I'm like, nope, I got it right here. Rotisserie chicken.
Oh, don't worry, I got you, fam.
Cause he was so drunk. I think he just like forgot that he gave to it. Like, here it is, rotisserie chicken. He was like, well, no, that's not my order. It's like, well, here, what's your name? It's like Kenny or something. Well, on the receipt it says Kenny and your card number. And is that you? It's like, yeah, but I ordered. So they're trying to like, I don't know what their end goal was. They're trying to like bargain their way into a chicken sandwich. It's like, whatever, dude.
That sounds terrible. Oh no.
This is just one of those. You see, I'm not talking anything about Little Caesars. Little Caesars was they called it paradise because it's just you get a pizza. And then they slide up the pizza.
Yeah, it sounds so easy.
And the kiosk goes, pizza will be ready in 10 minutes. So very few times people are like, hey, I've been waiting for a while. Where's my
I've been waiting
food?
for 25 minutes.
Yeah. And it's just like, well, no, you haven't. You're lying. But whatever. I'll go check on it. But yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but there's nothing I hate more than I've been waiting in this line for 40 minutes. They've been there 8 minutes.
Yeah, you know they have.
You can
receipt says the time.
The receipt says the time you paid.
But yeah, Little Caesars, they would just slide up the pizza and just go, they would just yell 3 meat, and you go, okay, this is the 3 meat that I'm waiting for. Boom, slide it up. And it would never be like more than 3 orders over there. So it's horribly easy. So every day I'm just like Little Caesars, Little Caesars, Little Caesars, Little Caesars. Nope, always a deli. I don't know why. But
if you constantly screwing up, why would Keisha put me over there?
But this is just a basic fast food story where somebody walks up and just goes, they order a burger and a Reuben. Reuben has coleslaw on it.
Mm-hmm.
They eat the Reuben completely and go, they bring up back this much of the sandwich and go, hey, this didn't have any coleslaw on it. Can I get another sandwich? And I go, well, that sandwich appears to be gone.
My mans, you done banged 80% of the sandwich. What you want?
What do you want from me?
Your first bite should have told you there's no coleslaw.
Yeah, no, I don't like pickles. I'm taking off the pickles. But if it's something like mustard, I hate mustard and I can't do anything about that. I'll take back a mustard sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate mustard. I don't like mustard. But
you're not missing
a whole ingredient and you coming back like, yo, my man. Like, I'm fixing to help you out.
There's a restaurant called Spud's Head, and they'll say, no refunds, we will replace your order, but you need to have 70% of that order. You can't just eat half of the thing and go, yo, this wasn't right, though. You done banged it out.
It's gone. It clearly wasn't a problem when you was eating all of that, but now this last bite, you go, hang on a second.
It's just like when people get fries, it's like, yo, some of the fries fell out of the bag. You go eat the fries! So don't ask for more.
So, they had like little sides of coleslaw. And I'm like, I can give you a side of coleslaw, but
you banged it out.
I can't give you a whole nother sandwich. Manager, 835.
What's the problem?
What's the problem? And at a certain point, I'm just like, they would ask for the manager, and they like, King, you gotta stop calling us. You gotta take care of these problems yourself. I'm like, what am I supposed to say when they say, I'm trying to take care of these problems? It's not like they slide the sandwich over and I go, 835, and they just call you over. No, they ask to see you, and I'm like, no, you ain't gonna see the manager. I'll handle you. No, once they ask to see the manager or something I can't deal with, like, hey, that thing ate my money, I can't deal with that. That's got nothing to do with me. So I'm calling you. Whatever. Don't give me lip like you calling me too much. Another thing with the
because then if you gave out the sandwich, they'd be like, "Why are you giving out the sandwich?" If you tried to resolve it in whatever way they were resolving,
there's no right answer.
There's no right answer.
So another thing, going back to the chicken, the chicken noodle soup with no chicken. Thing says chili with beans. Slides it over. Can I get some chili without beans? No, you cannot. You don't have that option. Can you pick the beans out? I'm like, no, dude, you can.
There's so many beans in there.
And if I miss something, I'm getting yelled at. I'm like, can't do that. That's unsanitary.
I can find you a spoon.
I can give you a spoon. But people are just like, they're that unreasonable that they're just going,
pick it out for me.
Yes.
It's just like the people that are like, cut my sandwich in half. What is wrong with your hands and a knife? Cut your own sandwich.
Another thing where it's just like, this is an easy solvable problem. They had rib tips. Rib tips were pretty good. I could talk about the positives of this job near the end. But yeah, the rib tips were pretty good. It was back in the back with the rotisserie chicken. There was a little section for rib tips. There was rib tips. I can give you some rib tips. Rib tips, wet napkins, fork, done. Put that boy on a friggin' tray, sliding on over them. These rib tips are too hot. Okay.
So wait, hold on.
And I'm looking at them like, what's the problem? Cause that was another one of those 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, what are we?
So what they say? The spices are too hot.
No, it's too hot.
So
it is too warm. The temperature is too high. It is not cool enough for me to eat currently.
So how about you wait for future current?
Yeah, how about there's a solution coming. Whether you like it or not.
I guarantee you, 2 minutes.
Your problem, your involvement,
problem will be solved.
Will go away. But they're like, yeah, look at all this steam rising off of it. Can't you see? I'm like,
isn't that a good thing?
and I'm just sitting there just going. They're in the back in this big thing, and they're all the same temperature. Well, what am I supposed to do about this?
Let it cool down.
And it's 3 a.m. I'm just like,
no, I would have fought that.
Why?
Hey, let it cool down.
And it wasn't like it was an old lady. It was like a middle-aged black dude. I'm looking around, just going, sir.
Have you never had hot food before, or manager? Dude, it's too hot. I've legit never heard that complaint.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. So, they did secret shoppers.
Oh, I hate a secret shopper. Dudes will lie on it. Like, really? Straight, okay. It was.
I don't know how you guys do yours, but.
It could be at any time. No. Secret shoppers are supposed to be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Like, the earliest they'll come is 9, the latest they'll come is 7. Anytime between that, you might see one. Mm-hmm. So it's 10 o'clock at night. It's literally only me. There's no late night crew people. This was back when I was in afternoons. There's no late night crew people. There's the manager isn't there, and it's like 11:20, and I had just been working by myself, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. It's time for me to go home. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, sorry, we can't take orders. There's no staff here. Well, I'm a secret shopper, and I'm. Yeah, okay.
Well, you're not supposed to say that if you are.
Yeah, that's just a lie.
Lying.
And he just pulled off.
But no, they were just like, they're gonna try to trick you. They're gonna call up and be like, hey, I ordered this, or do something like that. So, they ordered they had Cobb salad, and they had Caesar salad, and they had, I forget what the third one was, but, they all basically looked the same. Cobb salad had like eggs in it, chicken Caesar salad, it was, chicken blue.
Cordon bleu?
Yeah, and it had ham and chicken and blue cheese. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're pretty distinct. So they ordered a Cobb salad which had the eggs and what's that called? The dark chocolate. And slid it over to him. You know, just grab them out the freezer.
Okay, why are you eating a salad and a cake?
I like salads. Okay. I'll just drown them in like cheese. Salads are good. Salads are good. It's not like a health thing. It's just like I like salads. Salads. A lot of
but basically you're just biting down cheese and drinking ranch dressing.
Yeah, sure, it's great. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So, they grab them, open it up. They opened up the cake, mm-hmm. and they went, excuse me, I wanted this is a dark chocolate. I wanted a double chocolate. I go, okay. And this one, it was my mistake. It wasn't a
filing system mistake.
No. It wasn't a Cobb. They wanted a
Caesar.
It doesn't matter what they wanted.
Yeah.
But they go, I wanted something else. And I go, and they had just touched it. Just like not even opened up, they just touched it. You went, okay, grabbed it. Went, okay. And I went, okay. Took both of them, threw them away because you're supposed to throw them away when the customer touches them. And Lakeisha comes up like, King, why you throwing away food? Like, they touched it. They're like, well, they didn't go anywhere. They've been standing there the whole time. You should have thrown that away. You should have threw them back in the thing. I was like, well, they touched them, and the order's on. I was like, well, you just wasted food. I was like, okay, whatever. So gave them their updated order. They went over to the manager. Was like, hey, King, good job. Lakeisha, can I go talk to you over here? Secret shopper. Like, that is 0% correct. Oh, she was not kind that night. Oh, you ain't that valuable. It was my fault somehow.
What the? That's what she gets, dude.
Yeah.
Cause you did it right. She yelled at you for doing it right,
and she was proven wrong, indefensibly wrong.
I'm sure she was on your back that whole night, and you were just smiling.
Yep.
Ah,
Like,
you got
sure
it.
thing, Lakeisha. You got it, Lakeisha. Move, you're going too slow. Yep, sure am. Passing out the right stuff, though. Ain't getting people sick.
What's that?
So, there was also a buffet in that casino. It was like right, if you go up and then to the right and then to the left, there's a buffet. Someone comes up and goes, "How much is the buffet?" I'm like, "I don't know." I obviously didn't do that because I'm a very polite person. I'm like, "I don't know, but I can find out for you." She's like, "How don't you know how much the buffet is? Don't you work here?" I'm like, "Yes, I do, but I work in this section, and that's over there."
Dude, I would love to just be like, what is your job? And do you know all the ins and outs of the job you're currently at?
And she goes, "So do you do everything here?" I'm like, "Well, sometimes I clean out back there, but for the most part, I'm just back here." She had a water. She spilled it. Go clean that up and walks away. Now, this was right next to like.
Now clean it up!
Now the water. She was.
So wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm slowing this part down. She got mad because you didn't know the price of the buffet,
Yes.
but were willing to go find out for her.
She could have gone for herself because the buffet, again, you can walk up and go, "How much is the buffet?" But I guess she didn't want to seem like a broke girl. The buffet is like $12 and she got $11 on her account.
Hey.
So she asked me, no pressure, because I'm over here. But the counter was like right by the end of the bed. That's where the deli station is. So it just she such force that the water hits the deli station, and it's just like, "King, why'd you let her do that?"
How am I supposed to prevent?
And them chefs were terrible. They're like, "King, now we got to replace all this. Why'd you let her?" I'm like, "Am I supposed to dive in front?" She gets mad. What'd you do to get her mad? Well, she wanted to know the deli price.
The price of the buffet.
The price of the buffet. And I didn't know, but I said I would find it for her. And manager gets called. It's like, "King did something to make a customer mad, and they spilled water." I never got wrote up there, surprisingly, because it was all just a bunch of crappy people doing a bunch of crappy things. Oh, I actually do have some Little Caesars boys. I didn't know that. Okay.
You don't even know what your list is.
Nope.
You're like dark side feel.
I was just looking through and like, okay, getting near the end, and then there was a gap, and then there was a couple things on the cleaning up, and then a couple things on Little Caesars. Mm-hmm. I actually did not know that. So, I'll get to the late close thing. Like I said, it closed 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Sundays, I think it closed at 3 because it was completely dead Sunday. Ain't nobody trying to be out there. I am a person who's just like, this is gonna get into all the problems and go into why I quit as well.
Ooh.
So, I'm not a person to stay up late. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm normally down by like 10, 11 o'clock. If it's a con, 2 or 3 in the morning at the latest. I'm out. I'm just not that type of person. One of the best things, or one of the only good things that Dad ever said, was just like, it was back when you were working at Zoop's and you were working early, and I was working at Burger King and I was working at nights. And you stay up at night and wake up late, but you worked in the mornings. And I go to sleep early, but I work at nights. And he goes, "Sometimes life works like that." I'm like, "Yeah, that's that. It is." And that's about it. Except for the cereal thing, where he's just like, "You want more cereal? Get more cereal. Don't overfill the bowl." I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. More cereal. Those are the two things I remember about Dad. But yeah, that was during the time when I was going to little vocation school. So that school, you had to be there 9 o'clock. If you were late, 4 times, you're completely done with the class. You out.
Ooh.
You're not committed. Get the out.
How late are we talking? Like 9:32?
If you are late, I think it was, because the thing ran for 2.5 months. If you were late 2 times in a week, that counted as an absence.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And then 4 absences, you're out. So, they had onboarding. And that was 2 days. So I ate those 2 days because I'm like, I'm not going to be, unless I get sick, which I'm obviously not going to because I'm healthy as a horse. I'm not going to get sick. So I'll just eat those 2 days and, got reprimanded for it. But whatever. I did onboarding. I'm committed to that job for the little time I'm there. But anyway, yeah, it was super late. So, certain nights, because it was five days a week that I had to go to that school. 5 days a week. Certain nights, I'm working 3 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning, getting home at 5, sleeping for maybe an hour, and then getting up and going there, and then repeating that process. So nights it was just like that. I'm like, I can't do that. So this is a big corporation. They had 2 people handling the entire schedule for everybody. They had, I think, 4,300 people there.
Ugh.
They were 100% robots. They're like, here are the guidelines. If you don't fit in these guidelines, you're not getting time off. You're not requesting this time off. You can't work from this time to this time. You're working when we're scheduling you to work. Complete robots. You can walk up to their office and try to plead your case, but unless it was just like, nope, nope, nothing. To the point,
burp, nope.
To the point where I'm just like, okay, there's 2 people. I got 2 chances. Wednesday is when we did the podcast. So I'm like, let me get that at least off. So first time I just went, hey, on Wednesday I'm in school and we do a study group. Nope. Nope. We don't allow that. It's not in the guidelines. We can't give you that off. And then I went to the other person like a couple of days later, like, hey, on Wednesday we go visit our grandma. She's getting kind of up there. We don't want her.
Wow, on her name, bro.
Nope, not in the guidelines. Nope, we can't do that.
What, you robot?
100% robot.
Hey, my eyes falling out. I don't see the guidelines here talking about eyes. So, you working or?
So yeah, and you would have to schedule off time 3 weeks in advance. So crazy. So near my last week or so, I'm like, look, I got this test. Once I'm done with the test, I'm done with the school, and I can work freaking 24 hours straight
If
I don't
you
care.
need.
But I need these 3 days off to take this test, which is in the morning, so I need a little time. So give me 3 days off so I can study, sleep well, do the test, and then be with y'all for a while. Guidelines. Nope, it's not here. I'm like, all right, this place. Y'all are 0% accommodating. Because to the point where it's just like, death in the family, need a death certificate. Need some sort of proof.
What?
Need something.
I can understand if somebody, it's like their 5th death
Yeah.
in the family in that year. It's just like, hold on, there's something going on here. You gotta print out a death certificate while your eyes all red to go, this is why I couldn't work yesterday.
It was complete and total robot.
Autonomy.
Which is why I hate it. That's why I hated the job so much. That's why. At that point, I was just like, y'all not even giving me this. I'm not walking into that test with 2 hours of sleep. Absolutely not. I'm done. I walked out of there. I told the manager, look, I'm done. I can't work here anymore. I, of course, gave like a dumb story. I wasn't just like, I'm done here. I suck. I suck. Lakeisha hates me. Lakeisha sucks. We out of here. No, but I gave a dumb little story. But yeah, that was the reason why I quit, because it was just pure and simple robot. Outside of that, I got one story about the cleaning the dining room, and then I got a couple with Little Caesars, and then I'm done. But,
Okay.
Okay. Yep, I remember. Thank you, Paz, DA, or whoever I am,
DA.
for these notes. So, the way the cleaning the dining room works is it was a big dining room. I think it was a capacity of around 300 people. So a fair amount of chairs, fair amount of tables and whatnot. Most nights, being lazy, doing just like, I could do a complete lap in like 15 minutes, but I would take 30 minutes just to make sure I got everything.
Yeah.
Cleaning tables, pushing up chairs and whatnot, throwing away trash, refilling mustard and ketchup if need be, refilling the drink station lids and whatnot, cleaning tables, everything. Trays, taking trays down off to the cleaning thing. That was the job. I could have done that easy, because that was music in the ears, clean, whatever sort of thing. But yeah, one lap to the one side of the dining room to the other one took about 30 minutes. When I was being late, just like, oh, here's a little spot on this table. I could just go wipe, but I'll just spray the whole table and then wipe the whole table down. It's like I'm doing something. You're in a little spot. So, there were 2 drinks there. 2 drinks on the table. They were about half full, because there was a little drink stand like right across from the deli. People get drinks and whatnot, little martinis or whatnot. So they were there. So I'm like, okay, nobody's here, but maybe they went to the bathroom or something. Did a lap and then came back the other way. So this is 45 minutes later. Drinks are still there. I pick up the drinks, take them over to the bar station. Go, hey, because that's where the glasses and stuff went, because they cleaned that themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm walking over there and with the 2 drinks, and they're like, hey, those are our 2 drinks. I go, were you sitting over there on that table? Like, yeah. I'm like, I've been looking there, and those drinks been sitting there for 45 minutes. Like, well, we're talking to our friend. Okay, well, sorry. I done already touched them and threw them out and everything. Can we get some more? Like, you gotta talk to them, manager. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh my God.
King, why'd you throw away those drinks? They were sitting there for 45 minutes, untouched. What am I supposed to do? So yeah, other than that,
Dude, what?
it's a pretty simple one.
What do these people want from you? They want you to psychically know when that drink.
No, it was legitimately 45 minutes. It should be safe by the end, because people would just leave whole sandwiches on the table and just walk away, and you go, well, I guess they just done. So they was just half drunk drinks for 45 minutes. What am I to assume?
Yeah, it's not like somebody went to the bathroom, came back 2 minutes later, and they're back at their table. 45 minutes.
So
I would leave a drink unattended for 45 seconds.
it's very odd that they did that. But Little Caesars, like I said, super easy, paradise. One time, young black lady, which are the bane of any kind of service industry.
The absolute worst.
She ordered like a cheese or pizza or pepperoni pizza, and they slid it up pizza, and she just goes, "Don't touch my pizza." And I go, "It's in a box. How am I supposed to?" She's like, "I'll go get it." I was like, "I can't. You can't come back here." She's like, "I don't want you to touch my pizza though." Like, they touched the pizza. What's wrong with me? So we just sitting here having this argument of just like,
ma'am, make me understand.
What's wrong with me touching pizza?
And what's the sequence of events?
How do I get the pizza from over there to over here without me touching it and without you coming back here? Beep, beep, beep.
Oh my.
They get the pizza. Lady comes back. My pizza's cold. Well, you were arguing with me about touching your pizza for 5 minutes, and it got a little bit cooled down.
Talk to old dude with the rib tips. See what y'all can work out.
Okay.
Oh, that's never a good sign.
So, the chefs at Pizza Hut were extremely lazy. Extremely lazy.
They had no reason not to be because the paradise.
3 pizzas at a time, maybe. It's extremely lazy. So they're just whatever. So, I was a new person. I was like, hey, King, make some sauce or something. Because sauce, it was just basically taking the thing from the freezer, putting it in a little station, taking it back, whatever. Like, make some sauce. So I filled up all the sauce stations. At that time, they had made a pizza, took the pizza out, and sat it at the counter. Pizza was just stolen. And they go, King, why weren't you up there watching the pizzas, calling out the pizzas? I'm like, that person right there told me to fill up the sauce. Well, why would they tell you that? That's their job. Well, maybe you should ask them that. Because I most certainly did not do his job out of the kindness of my heart. And that was one of the situations because Little Caesars was so barren and not too many orders. Something goes wrong, you paying for it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
But
So-
how that's your fault? Wouldn't the other person have to pay for it?
Mm-hmm, you would think. But no, they were just like...
Well, I guess because it's your station.
Yeah, outside of going back there and going, hey, I need this pizza. They've been waiting for a while. What's the order on it? You're supposed to stay up there. That was one of my early, couple days. So I didn't know that. And that was one of those things where dude was being lazy. And he's just like, pick on a new guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Boom, boom, boom. So he just, for some reason, sits the pizza on the counter like somebody into his own Jack Dash. But yeah, that was just like, King, you should have been up here. That's coming out of your paycheck. I'm like, whatever.
Did you talk to old dude?
I don't remember. He might have left right after that. I think that was it. He was leaving, and he went fill up the stations, so he wouldn't have to do it. I think that was it.
I would have talked to that piece of crap the next day. Hey,
that's one of those things where I'm just like,
how much was the pizza?
Like $12.
Oh no!
No, it was like I said, it was a very fancy little.
No.
It wasn't like a hot and ready.
I'm saying I'm not eating $12 just for your mistake. No, I thought you were gonna say like 6, maybe 7. I'll go $12. I'm not eating that for you.
So, they had the extra most bestest pizza or whatever it was called.
They still sell that crap.
It's actually pretty good, but it got its own box. It says extra most on it on the top instead of just a normal Little Caesars boy. They ordered one extra most and one normal. They boxed it wrong, called it out wrong. I gave it out wrong. Somehow my fault. And they're like, "Why did you give out?" I'm like, It
came in the box.
It says it right here.
Appropriate box.
They called it out as such. I'm not supposed to open it up and take a look. What was I supposed to do?
Paycheck.
Paycheck.
What the?
I don't know what the situation there was, but last thing,
dude, they got way too much out of you.
No, it was crazy. I hated that job.
See.
Last thing before I talk about a couple positives. They also sold wings. Wings were one of the most popular things.
Of course, wings are always.
And the wings were pretty good. They were like barbecue wings. They had a stack of them just ready, at all times. And because people would just order, hey, wings, and just give them wings.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza were pretty scarce, but the wings were wings sold. So somebody came up there and ordered, I think it was like 13 wings. 13 boxes of wings.
Oh, ooh.
And they came like 6 or 7 in a box.
Well, that's not too terrible.
Yeah. So there was only 10 up there. So like, hey, I need wings. I called back, hey, I need wings. And they went, all right. So I'm out there waiting. Like 10, 15 minutes come by. It goes, where are my wings? The lady goes, where are my wings? And I go back there like, hey, I said I needed wings. And they're like, you got plenty of wings. I said, they ordered 13 wings. And there's 10 wings down there. And they go, oh, why didn't you say so? They had their own little screen. They could have seen it. But they just weren't paying attention. Paradise. So somehow, it's my fault. Boop, boop, boop.
Are you serious?
King, why is this person waiting 20 minutes for wings? Wings takes 5 minutes to make. Why didn't you call it out? I did call it out. They didn't.
They even acknowledged I called it out.
Yes, they did. But somehow, again, my fault. Terrible job.
Dude.
Terrible. Just because it's so many people just coming in and out. So managers are just like, procedure. What procedure not followed? Wrong.
Like a revolving door.
Yep. So a couple good things about there. They had a buffet for lunch.
How much was it?
No.
Splash.
All the employees could just walk down there and it was just a buffet. Pretty big buffet. They had a chef, all the chefs, when they were just like, instead of going to the deli or the Little Caesars, they would go down there, make food. You could just walk up and go, hey, I want a burger. In the morning, they go, hey, I want some French toast. That was one of the best things. It had free ice cream bars, a soft served, fountain stations with apple juice and all sorts of things. That was one of the best things about about that job. Fantastic.
I mean, it's not like there were many best things about it.
When I was working the floor, again, super easy. Never got a complaint. Did my job. No problems. Working the kiosk. No problems. It was just behind that deli. If it was just the kiosk and the working the floor and the deli, I'd probably still be there. Not the deli, the diner. I'd probably still be there because that diner was that good. And the work wasn't that hard outside of the deli or the Little Caesar sometimes. Money was aight. But yeah, that was
Oof.
That was a couple of select stories that I chose to write down. I'm sure I had more, but I was...
Yeah, there's no way dude, that's a month!
Yeah. Back then, I was probably just like... this was back when we were first thinking about the whole thing, so I was just like, I'll write down a couple of them and I'll remember the rest. So that was the ones that I chose to write down. Yeah, it was a month.
What a nightmare.
What a
dude,
terrible,
4 weeks.
Terrible job.
And you had like 9 things, and you forgot a few, I'm sure.
Terrible. Terrible job. The worst job that I will probably ever work.
I don't see how I could get any worse.
Hated that job so much. I would just be dreading walking in there. Because I'm like, there's no good days here.
I was just about to say, there's no way that you look at, all right, this is going to be one of those good days. It's never going to be one of those.
Zombieing out of there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And then you got Lakeisha breathing down your neck.
Constantly.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Good stories.
They made good food, and
that's about it.
That's about it.
Good
I'm
food,
like,
decent pay.
How do people work here for this long? And again, I wasn't that good at it because it wasn't my type of job. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like,
the areas that you liked were probably the ones you were good at.
Yeah, no. And I'm like, if this is this person's type of job, rock on to them. But I couldn't stand. It was like Burger King, where I was just like, I can't be here anymore. And that partially had to deal with me working from 5 in the morning till like 9 at night.
Oh yeah, you would get like an hour little break. I'd go down there, you'd be in the courtroom or the food court and just be like, sitting there waiting for your next shift.
It would be working from 5 to I think it was 5 to 3 at one job, and then going over to the other job, working from 4 to close, which was like 10. So I'd have like an hour to myself where I just, and travel there was like 20 minutes between the stores. So I would have like 40 minutes. So I think that was, because they were just like, hey, you really good. Let's give them out to more stores.
No, never be good.
Never be good. Be adequate.
Be adequate.
Be slightly above average.
That's where you want to be at all times.
Make a little mistake every now and again, just so they don't forget you're human.
Because if you're good, they're gonna expect more out of you, while giving you nothing more.
I hate compliments.
Dude, compliments are worthless.
Do not compliment me.
I remember when I was working downtown at the Renaissance as a janitor, and I'm out there sweeping a lot, and this lady's just eating her food, just fattening it up, and just going, "We appreciate your work." This means nothing to me. Just let me sweep.
I don't need to talk to you. That was one of the things I liked about freaking working the floor. Nobody talks to you except for that one time where I said the story on the podcast where the dude talked to me on Father's Day. I was like, "Yeah, I got 2 daughters, Nami and Robin."
I don't remember that story.
I think
you definitely told it, but I don't remember.
It was like, yeah, little Nami, she loves her tangerines, and Robin's all about the flowers. So yeah, it's like, good for them. I'm happy you're out here working for them. Like, yep. Mm-hmm. If I got one piece of advice, it's this.
You really hit.
Oh, dude. I love doing that so much. I love
just concocted stories.
Just lying crap like that. Cause there was this. I like one dude at the not the Renaissance. Whoa, hey, guess where we are? I like one dude at the casino, and he liked anime. So we talk about anime every now and again. We would have roughly the same lunchtime, and every now and again you go, "Hey, I'm taking a 5-minute break, going down the employee buffet.
Yeah,
grab a fruit or something." That was another good thing. They were very lenient about him taking 5 minutes, especially when it was slow. Just going, hey, can somebody cover for me? I'm taking 5 down to the employee thingy. So yeah, we would have around the same lunchtime. We would talk about anime and stuff, and he loved Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball too. So I would just be sitting there just talking about Dragon Ball, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's so awesome!" And who do you think will win? If Raditz got stronger, could he beat? Crap like and you we were taking Ubers and just talking about Star Wars and crap like Star Wars was real good. Love doing crap like that.
I don't know why you
I don't either. I legit don't either. Maybe it's like an exercise for my brain, just like how much can I guard? How good is my improv on the other end?
But I would say that, but you get genuine joy out of it. It's not like an exercise.
It's very, very odd. I just love doing that, especially when I'm with people like you, where you're just like,
I can't say a word to
no, you can't. But then crap like we were in the Uber talking about rap. And dude goes, what do you think of the new Eminem album? And
and I just had to save you. Oh, no, it was the Kanye album.
Like, what's your favorite track or something like that? And it's just sweating bullets. So crap like that happens out again. That's why I try to avoid stuff that I haven't seen or watched or read or anything that I don't have knowledge about. But it's just like, yeah, Dragon Ball, yeah. I love doing stuff like that. And I do not know why, but I absolutely do. I think it's just a lot easier than just arguing with somebody about it.
But that's the thing. I like arguing with people about stuff.
Yeah, I do too. But it goes further because if I'm tired and I'm just like,
I understand.
I'm not trying to freaking talk about the philosophy of Dragon Ball or this versus this
power levels and
I just want to eat my mac and cheese, and I guess I'll just talk about Kid Buu for a while. Whatever. I'll just vomit crap out of my mouth. Yeah, it's so awesome. Yeah.
But that's how you're going. You're like, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, but maybe that's like a pump in my. I don't know why I do it.
Just like why I like it. Where it was like the fairy tale thing, and it's just like, bruh, I hate fairy tale. And it's like, did you like arguing about it? And it's like, no. Or was it One Piece or something? Whatever it was.
No, it was fairy tale.
Yeah, like
where I had my bag.
Yeah,
I was like, I like fairy tale. Whatever. What can I tell you, homie? I'm not here for this. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew, but it's probably something psychologically wrong with me. But yeah, that was the casino that is redacted.
And it's bruh. Again, that's just 1 month.
Yeah, one single solitary month.
I don't have that much stories working a collective like 8-9 years in service industry stuff. I don't have that many stories. You got 9, you're just rattling off like this was crap, look at this time, what's wrong with this person, manager.
It's stupid people, it's drunk people, it's people that's lost money, so they're already irritated and crap.
But this is the thing, and this is when I have a slower podcast, I'm going to go into something called customer complaints, where I just complain about stuff customers do. I hate when people are irritated and they're just looking for a reason to take their irritation out on you.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
You can get almost everything right. That's not the bun I wanted. Okay. Or the bun's a little too crispy. Okay, no problem. We can remake that for... No!
I remember back when
you know what, we can do this and I can just split this into 2 parts.
I was talking to grandfather back when I was young, and he goes, remember this, no matter what you do, people always look at what you're not doing. I went, you're right. Even now, it's just like you could do 100 things right, but people are gonna pinpoint that one little thing.
Dude, I will say this 100 times. I don't know why people put so much credence into things like online reviews, like Yelp and stuff. Because a person is going to run and complain way quicker than they're gonna run and compliment.
Absolutely. And
that's the I will never understand people going, oh, this has got like so many. Look at these terrible reviews. Yeah, they're terrible. People are gonna run. Yeah. They gave me 5 ice cubes. What are you talking about, dude? It's not that serious. Oh, dude. Let me tell you a couple of my stories. There was this one time I was working at McDonald's, and there's a big old area. So you got your desk.
I'm listening.
Yeah, go ahead. You got your desk, not the desk, but you got your front counter. You got your lobby, and then you got your lobby off to the side. And the lobby off to the side leads to the bathroom. So it's a big old place. So there was this kid that used to come in every day. Sometimes he would come in with his mom. Sometimes he'd come in by himself. He would either be doing his homework or playing video games. It was clear they didn't have internet at their house. So he would be playing his League of Legends or watching YouTube or whatever. And he would come in.
Laptop?
Yeah. He had a laptop.
Rocket.
Whole laptop, free internet, playing League of Legends or whatever. And he was just doing this every day. And nobody ever said anything. Sometimes they would order some stuff, sometimes they wouldn't, but nobody cared. Whatever. It's a kid not out on the street shooting people.
Yeah. No, you're inside, you're safe. Not like you're in there jerking off to porn or whatever.
Have I told this story?
You most certainly have not.
Oh, okay. Sounds like you just buried the lead. So, one of my female co-workers went to the bathroom. Now, the way he was sitting is his back is to both bathrooms. And he's in a booth. So his back is to both bathrooms. So if you're walking out the bathroom, you can see what he's looking at. Back to the bathroom. She walks into the bathroom. No problem. She walks out of the bathroom. Freezes. Like pauses. Looks harder. And then keeps going. And she goes, hey, that kid's watching porn over there. I go, what?
Yeah. No, but I'm sorry if I missed it, but how old? How old?
I would say about 16, 17. It wasn't like some 12-year-old just being a little douche. No, he was old enough for it. So I go, okay. I go to the bathroom. I just stand there for like 20 seconds inside the bathroom. Start washing my hands, dry it. Come out. Porn. And I see he has his jacket over his pants.
Oh.
So I'm like, yep. Walk to the back. They had already called the cops. I'm like, I'm just going to tell the kids to leave, y'all. No. So.
Ain't even got to be all
It
that.
don't even got to be all that. So, for that McDonald's, because it's in such a not good area, they have a special, like, call this person and they will come. By the time I had done that 30-second thing and come back, the cops were already coming towards the kid. So I'm like, whoops, 180. I just go right back into the...
Whoa.
I got nothing here for you. Go back to the grill area. Next thing you know, that kid's in handcuffs. Being laid out. And never saw him again.
Oh my goodness. You were indirectly the cause of that kid's life being ruined.
How?
You weren't fast enough.
Dude, that's not my fault. I was just trying to see if she was accurate.
That kid's life is ruined. That's indecent
Is it though?
exposure. That's a felony, homie.
Do you know why? I think they just let the kid go. Because I was out on a date one time, and the girl wanted to go get some Burger King. And guess who was there? So I very much doubt he learned his lesson. So I very much doubt he got in trouble. Another incident with the cops. I got 2 more incidents with the cops, and then we'll wrap this up. This one is easier, so I'll just tell this one. It was... Wow, this was only like 6-7 months ago. We were cleaning the egg cooker, because if afternoon doesn't clean it, we have to cook it, clean it at overnight. So we're cleaning the egg cooker. This dude had come the day before asking for 2 sausage egg muffins. And I'm like, the egg cooker's being cleaned. You can wait 15 to 20 minutes for us to clean it, and then I will start making it for you, which is going to take another 4 minutes. But it will be made for you. But we sitting there arguing for like...
They're not trying to hear that.
10 minutes. And he's just like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I was like, okay, pull ahead. Took his money, did all that. Made his sausage egg muffins, gave it out to him. Next day, same issue. Now, the first time, I was on the headset. The second time, one of the other employees was on the headset. He's like, hey, this dude's asking for 2 sausage egg muffins. I'm like, we can't make it. Cleaning the egg cooker. Tell them if they want it, it's like 15 to 20 minutes. God not trying to hear that again. Pulls up to the first window. Manager. Okay, that's me. Beep, beep, beep. I walk up to the window. Oh, it's you again. Yeah, it's the same problem as yesterday. Afternoon didn't clean it. We got to clean it. 15 to 20 minutes. He's like, so I can't get my sandwiches? I said, we can make you sausages.
Wait, you can get it.
In 15, 20 minutes. I said, we can make you sausage muffins right now. But if you want egg, it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. So are the sausage muffins going to be free? Why would that be? Why would they be free for you? I'm not forcing you to buy these sandwiches. You can get the sandwiches you want. It's just going to be a wait. Oh, no, I'm just going to wait here. I said, sir, we need to move the line. If you do not move, the cops will be called. Don't care. Close the window. Now, I'm almost certain this person was crazy. And the reason I say that is one cop hops out the car, starts talking to him. Dude's just buckled up, talking loud or whatever. Next thing you know, 8 cops surrounding the car. I'm like, what did he do?
What transpired?
Dude, I don't know what happened. So all of a sudden, 8 cops around his car just talking to him. And he like, blah, 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 blah. What's going on? So, it took about 15, 20 minutes. Dude pulled off, never saw him again. Final one. This one is the funniest one. And I still can't believe this dude did this to this day. We had taken the money out the drawer, or the manager had, this was like 2-3 years ago. Manager had taken the money out the drawer. And they were about to drop it. And they were picking up all the money to drop it. And $100 had dropped down. And it's right in the office. Cameras everywhere. So they're like, hold on, this is $100 short. Let's run back the camera. They were talking to one of the female employees at the time. And you see her bend down and pick up the $100 and put it in her pocket. Like, it's not even, it's not just, you see it. So she
flaps it, holds it up to the light, checks it with the little pin.
Everything.
Just folds it up, opens her wallet, puts it in, folds the wallet back, pats her pocket, makes sure the wallet's in there.
So it's like, what are you doing? So the manager saw it, the general manager, store manager. She's like, oh, she did it. Okay, cool. Didn't say anything. Let the girl come in the next day. Everything hunky-dory. She working in back cab. Next thing you know, you see 2 officers walking by. I'm like, what just happened? Oh, no, I got one more cop story after this. So you see him, them walking back there. Next thing you see, her handcuffs being walked out. Everybody's just staring. Like, what the happened? General manager next week threw a party. Dude that wanted to have sex with that girl brought her to the party.
Sir. Sir, this is not proper etiquette. Sir. So the
general manager at the time was like in the kitchen and they were on the porch. And the dude's name is Sean. He goes into the house and she walks behind him. And I turn my head and just go
slow motion, just like,
oh, this ain't gonna work out. What was the course of action? Because he knew she had stolen it, and he knew everything that happened.
She had to have told him.
No, he worked there too.
So, if not, she got let out. It could have been something else, but they're like, no, she had to have told him what happened exactly, as opposed to just like, hey, what happened?
Next thing I heard was, dude, it went on for like 10 minutes. Never saw that girl again. Dude left the party too. Like, what was even the point? Last story, and then we can wrap this up.
I got one more thing.
Okay.
I just realized mine. And it's small.
Okay. So I was working with this dude named, we're just going to call him Paul right now.
Was that his actual name?
No. It's not like Lakeisha.
Lakeisha.
We're just going to call him Paul right now. Paul was a good worker. He was, he did whatever you told him to. He was pretty good in the grill.
I'd say he was best in the universe.
Oh. Yeah.
Paul Phoenix, you see, in Tekken.
It's a Tekken reference. Nobody cares.
I don't know.
Nobody cares. So he's a good worker. Next thing you know, cops came up to the front counter. Like, hey, did this person work here? And we were like, yeah. He was there at the time. But the manager was like, oh, yeah, he's not here right now. Try again tomorrow. Because she thought it was going to be some like baby mama drama or something like that. So she's like, I'm going to protect my guy. Yeah, he's not here right now. Try again tomorrow. They came up tomorrow. Handcuffed him. What was the issue? Oh, yeah, he's currently in violation of parole for raping a girl. Huh?
Isn't that why background checks exist for this?
Who's checking backgrounds?
Sure, the employment job I had to do for both Walmart and for the casino. I had to do 2P tests, and they did the whole background check and everything.
Hey, you got your ID and your social?
You know what?
Welcome to the club.
That's in right. They did just go, sure thing, Christopher Brown.
Exactly. They didn't even check. Not until his school ID fell out his wallet.
Just went, hang on a second. So this is on the up and up.
So, yep. What was your last little thing?
Because it was downtown, there was a lot of homeless. That was the biggest issue dealing with work on the floor. They were just like, hey, if somebody's homeless and they've clearly got an order about them, you know, if they order something, let them eat it. But if they're not, if they got just a cup in front of them and you can clearly see that they ordered that coffee 30 minutes ago, you gotta shoo them off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a couple of homeless issues that I've had to deal with. Belligerent homeless, stanky homeless.
I've seen there was a homeless that jacked off in the bathroom once.
Yeah, where else you gonna do it? And in a booth right next to a bathroom,
dude,
like an animal.
This isn't at one of the places I worked, but one of the restaurants on 7 Mile and Gratiot had a person overdose in the bathroom. So they're shutting everything down. They're just like, no food, no nothing, because dead person. Cops come, well, line wraps around. So I can't get no food?
No, you may not.
There's a literal dead person being wheeled out at this very moment.
What they got to do with me? What they got to do with that chicken y'all got back there? That chicken ain't alive no more. It's a cycle of death.
Do you know how many times?
2 number ones.
Do you know how many times people have been like, the power has been out and people have been like, so y'all can't make no food? No.
Oh, we can get into fast food stuff. Cause that's 10 years of Burger King, homie.
Yeah,
I got you there.
Let's wrap this up for right now. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make this weekly. I can stockpile some stuff. It's easy enough. I think I'm gonna stockpile like 5 episodes before I put the first one out. Yeah. Follow me, Twitter, Comp Bros. That guy.
Don't follow me. I don't.
Dude, you don't tweet anything.
Yeah, I just retweet stuff and it's just like whatever. When was the last time I don't think
legitimately just tweeted something.
I don't remember the last time I just legitimately just went, hey, here's a tweet.
I mean, you were arguing with some Hunter dude.
Just like completely just like, here are my thoughts about something, or here's how I'm feeling. No kind of retweet with a comment or anything. I don't remember. Just not replying to anybody. I don't think I ever have. No, I'm pretty sure I have. But yeah, I don't tweet. I don't tweet. I'm on Facebook. I got a friend that was just like sent me a friend request on Facebook. Like, hey, I was like, you don't want anything I'm a part of.
You need like a secondary, just a normal Facebook.
Yeah, but even still, I'm not gonna post or anything. That ain't me.
Okay. Well, just follow me then.
Don't follow me.
Also, Twitter, a list exists. I do try to post more on that one. 2200. I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know what we're doing. Next time.